What's up, marketing ninjas? Wanted to do another installation on this new series that we're going through that is mistakes that marketers make. And so I wanted to come to you live and talk to you about the next installation of what I see that marketing agencies and all the way down to freelancers, just a huge mistake that they make. And that is that they make the mistake of taking on every single lead they get. They're trying to close every deal. They say yes to every opportunity that comes their way. They just take on every project they can. Huge mistake. I understand that, especially in the beginning when you are getting started and you need the money for the cash flow, that you are going to take on some projects that you prefer that you didn't, and also you're going to have to take on some projects at prices that you don't want. I totally get that. We'll get to pricing in a different video, but I wanted to share with you my experience on the power of the word no to a client or to a prospect. The majority of our leads that we do, the majority of them come through our existing client base. And so what happens is we will get a lead from somebody who says, who built your website or who does your lead generation, who built your mobile app, whatever. We'll get another lead because that person will refer us. And we go through an entire prospecting period where we're actually interviewing them as much as they're interviewing us, because we only take on projects that we know we're going to knock out of the park. The reason that we continue to get referrals from our clients is because we only take on projects that we know we're going to be really successful with. And the power of that was kind of surprising to me, really, because one, it does multiple things. One, it just flips this interviewing process where a client's going to, or a potential client is going to beat you up on your price. They're comparing your pricing to somebody else, another marketing agency or ad agency or whatever service you're providing. That's just out. If you tell them up front and you're honest, you can be very professional about it. But if you're honest with them and you tell them, hey, we don't take on every client. In fact, just to set the stage here, we turn down about 3 out of 4 of the leads that we get. We'll get referrals, or people will call, people will email in, people will reach out through our contact page. We turn down about 3 out of 4 of the projects. That's true. That's not part of a sales pitch. That's legitimately true. And when I explain that to a client or to a potential client, I say, I'm not saying that to try to discourage you in any way, but we need to understand that this needs to be a true partnership in our project, and the amount of time that we have together for whatever the contract is. It's a partnership. You're not hiring me as an employee. You're not hiring my team as employees. It is a partnership where we're going to have a massively powerful impact on your business. And if the client goes into it with that mindset, then it's already going to be a less troublesome client. It's not that nightmare client of never-ending changes and they want things done immediately and they want to underpay for everything. I just don't do that. We're past that point where we need to take on those projects. And so the power of the word no flips that during the prospecting period, during that period of an onboarding or potential onboarding, when you're telling them that you actually don't take on every client. So we need to figure out, one, what is the project? Are you capable of doing it? And is it something that you want to do? And two, is it financially beneficial for you to do? Is it profitable? And when you go through that period of you're not auditioning for your prospect here, they're not interviewing you as if they're the ones that are in control of the conversation. It's very much a partnership. So they're interviewing you at the same time that you're interviewing them, and both of you get to decide whether or not the terms are acceptable and the working relationship is going to be beneficial for both parties. So that's a big thing that it does. The next thing that it does is it also lets that client know that if you decide to take them on, that you have a very high degree of confidence that you're going to be successful with their project, because you are going to rely on them for referrals to other potential clients. So if you can truly tell the client, if you can truly explain to the prospect that you really only do take on projects that you are confident you're going to absolutely crush, because it's a good working relationship with the prospect or the partnered company, and because it's within your scope of expertise, it gives a high degree of confidence. So it takes the price out of the equation, because if now they're auditioning for you as much as you're auditioning for them, the value is already implied, because you are implying that you have a very high degree of confidence that you're going to crush this project. So the value statement is flipped around as well. Instead of you getting beat up on your costs, it's now a situation where they know that they're paying for high value. So big mistake that I see a lot of marketers make, especially early on, is they take on every single project that gets tossed up to them. They're just bidding out their own profits, and it's just a mind-numbing mistake that it really, the sooner you can get away from that, the better you are going to be, and the happier you're going to be, the more longevity you'll have in your business, the less burnout you'll have. You'll also find that it's far more profitable. You'll be taking on fewer projects, but the actual value of those projects will be substantially higher, and so it's just much easier to manage. So today, the rant for me is taking on every little project that you get offered up is not the way to go. It's a big mistake that marketing agencies, freelancers, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, whatever you are, it's just a big mistake. So don't do that, guys. Don't fall into that trap. And we will see you tomorrow with another rant on mistakes that marketers make. Thanks, guys. Have a great evening.